There's no countdown. It just went live. But okay, hey guys, we are back with yet another episode of the UnTacticos. I'm Jitto, Joby host,
Hello, this is Ganesh. At I am Ganesha on Twitter.
This is Raman at Dum Shiramani on Twitter or X, whatever they call
X,
it.
X, yeah.
we are going live after a very long time. So if you are new here, please do subscribe to our page. And in today's episode, we are going to discuss all things Arsenal, Arsenal's recent form, the new managers who have come in, and the actual race to the top four, and how how our attackers have been performing, and much more. So yeah, let's just get started. So guys, what do you think about Arsenal's recent form, recent games, and the upcoming game against Brentford?
Okay,
Raman,
I'll
you want to?
start.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
See, I'm just ignoring the results. I think after the Manchester United loss, I think we had Arteta gave a kick up the backside to these players, and I think it was and even he came out and said something to that effect, in
Yeah.
his next press conference, and I think it has had a brilliant effect. You know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that massive run that we went in the 23-24 season. How it started. Like we are scoring goals. We're conceding less. Like it's more to do with, like, we can't ignore that we have scored 7 goals in the last 2 games and conceded none. But we cannot also we have to look at the partnerships, the growing partnerships around, in the team. Not it's no longer about, you bring a player off the bench and he scores a goal or whatnot, he performs well. No, it's not about that. It's just more of become it's become more of a continuity thing. Like I'm not even kidding when I'm saying right now Martinelli is like the best versatile winger in the league, because the way he's performed, just based on the last 2 or 3 games I'm talking about, and don't take it in the context of the season. If you see, suddenly he's like involved everywhere. He's like a tad bit quicker. He's sharper. He's running. He's defending, and there is a surge of energy. Even with Gyökeres, he's scoring. Howard's. I mean, I've seen some talking points about, oh, he's Howard's better than Odegaard and not and all that crap. But then right now we were thinking whole season, like, if Gyökeres is not scoring, let's bring Havertz in, and etc etc. But then Havertz is not even angling for that center forward role. He's just taking over that number 10 role, right? Not as a number 10 or as a number 8, but then more as a second striker. This is what I noticed he's doing.
Yeah.
But Trossard, like, he's just putting in that shift. Everyone, Piero Hincapié coming in for Calafiori, or Calafiori coming in for Piero Hincapié. I think it just coming to a we're just reaching a good level. I mean, I won't even say that we have reached our top level yet. I think there's levels to this game. It'll keep improving.
Yeah.
It's
I think
actually funny.
what.
Just a small bit.
Sorry.
It's actually funny that we just a small bit I wanted to add. It's actually funny that we are rating Martinelli way higher now, because not too long ago people out there were like, okay, let's bring in
Sub.
Vinicius, let's bring in uh, who was that Atletico guy's name? The winger?
Nico
Alvarez,
Williams. Nico Williams.
Nico
Nico
Williams.
Bilbao.
Oh,
Williams.
Yeah.
Athletic Bilbao. Yeah, yeah. See,
Athletic Bilbao, yeah.
I get all that talk, okay, but then you take out Martinelli, you bring in a player, not just you just don't bring another left winger. You have to bring in a player that fills the void that this guy leaves.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if
Mhm.
it's just very easy to say on camera, or, like, whatever your tweets or whatever, like, sell Trossard, sell Martinelli, bring Rodrigo, bring that chap, this chap. It's all very easy, but then you have to have the capacity to replace those qualities. Like Trossard, he's not like a he's gonna beat your man, but then he's not gonna do what Martinelli does. You know what I mean? Trossard, all of a sudden, if you put him on the right, he may look like a dud. But then you put Martinelli on the right side, bloody hell, he's been thriving there. The
Hmm.
last 2 games, if you notice, brilliant performances off the right. I was looking. In fact, when I sorry, for the Leeds game, I when Saka was like got injured in the warm up, I wasn't
Hmm.
too worried because I knew, like, Martin. I remember Martinelli shift from last season where he was playing on the right wing. Yeah, he was unbelievable, and he's again showing that form. So we have to, like, as fans also. I'm just taking a minute. As fans also, we just like have to, when we start a season, we bring in early judgments, which is fair. But as the season progresses, we gotta keep an eye out on uh, what is happening. Like, for example, people who are like spitting on Gyökeres, they're not ready to accept the fact that he's actually fucking scoring goals.
Correct.
They're not ready to accept the fact that he's a bloody good striker,
Yeah.
right? And
That's a fact. Their numbers are there now. So I think the problem that a lot of people, even a lot of Arsenal fans, like who are talking about Martinelli, sell him to Saudi, get somebody else. I I think what Arteta has realized over last 2 seasons, we had a couple of very good seasons where we did a lot. I think the season before we did excellent actually. We we got top points, but we still didn't win the league. So what he realizes, it's not the playing 11 the best that has to be the best. It has to be a squad. It's a squad game. I think the way he has utilized the squad, and now he has the depth as well. I think we have two players for each position, and that's now kind of showing off because of. I think a couple of years back, Saka getting injured in the warm up, and we would have all the fan base, everybody would have just assumed that the game is gone. But now Saka is off, and he's maybe off for a couple of next couple of games as well. We are fine. We are like, okay, Martinelli can fill in. Okay, Trossard can fill in. Okay, there is Gabby Jesus. There is Nani Madueke. We have players to figure out. And if you see one specific thing that from a tactical thing that Mikel has done is we don't play one single tactic in a game. We change tactics in the game based on the situation, based on the opposition that we are having. So I think he has built in this tactical flexibility among the team, which is something that is becoming difficult for oppositions to break down, and that's where we are also getting so many clean sheets. Another player I think who is getting uh, I think underrated still is David Raya. I think he has saved us in a lot of games. He has produced some excellent saves, and the clean sheet record again. Imagine this is his third consecutive season, and I think he's on track for another Golden Glove. So this guy has been excellent, and he's still underrated. He's still rated below a Donnarumma or below Allison, but I think he's proving to be like a I think another good bet that our Arteta took. Remember Ramsdale and the hue and cry that happened when Raya replaced Ramsdale. So far, wherever Mikel has taken a stance and said, "This is the player I want and this is the player I'm going to bring in," I think it has worked out for him so far. So again, so tactically he's astute, and the tactical flexibility that we're showing in the games, it's coming off. There will be games where we'll drop points. It's not going to be it's not a perfect season like the 2003-4 where we didn't lose a game. But again, we drew a lot of games then as well. But we're winning a lot of games under Arteta, and he's a very he I think he's a mixture of uh, a Wenger and Mourinho. He's more Mourinho than Wenger. I think a lot of fans, Arsenal fans, and Premier League rival fans expect us to play a lot of Wenger's beautiful style of football. And since we are playing a little bit more pragmatic, efficient kind of football, which is more akin to Mourinho, people are like, dubbing us as boring. You dub us as boring. As long as if we are winning the league, I'm happy. We have waited long enough. I think this is a season where we have to win it, and I think he has found a code for Arsenal, which might not be similar to Wenger, but it's okay if he's going to win as a trophy.
but but I'll just slightly tweak your point when it comes to that Mourinho Wenger conversation that suggestion that you made. It's see, I'll tell you again. I think you must have read it like to death. Like, even today, like that journalist Sam D. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can
Even
hear you.
today,
It's
that
fine.
journalist. Sam Dean, Sam Dean suggested, like, he wrote a big piece on the Telegraph. He's saying that uh, it's just that the teams that are sitting so,
Yeah, agree.
in a low block or whatever, they're sitting very tight. That's why Arsenal resemble to be a boring team. But that is something that we already knew. You know what I mean? But this whole Mourinho conversation, no, I agree to an extent in terms of the organization of the team, how the team has been organized. But then think
Not from
about it.
not from a defensive, not from a defensive mindset. I'm
No, no,
talking
no,
about
no.
from an
It's not. It's
organizational
not.
perspective.
Yeah, it's not defensive or offensive.
Yeah,
It's just how we are organized as a team, right? No, like for example, everybody knows what they're doing. Like I've seen in recent Liverpool games, and subsequently I've seen Liverpool fans, like, dissing on Cody Gakpo. Like Cody Gakpo, he sometimes he'll just randomly come and backtrack.
Hmm.
He'll help out his defender. Next moment he won't be there. So it's about, for example, Kirk is knowing that, if whenever I'm in a tight situation, I'll have my back covered by Gakpo. But then Gakpo is, like, sometimes there, sometimes not there. In case of our team, like, I'm just giving an example on what
Yeah,
what I mean by organization. Like, in terms of our team, when Hincapie is in a tough situation, he always knows that the left winger is going to come back. He
correct.
always knows that he'll have, like, a passing avenue to either Gabriel or Raya or somebody.
Yeah,
But when these teams that sit in a low block, or, like, forget low block, any team that comes, like, for example, Inter Milan, they played very well.
hmm.
I wouldn't come sit and say that Inter Milan was shit. I wouldn't say that Bayern Munich was shit. They
All
actually,
Champions League games. We can say all Champions League games actually.
you,
Wherever
you can,
people came and attacked at us and played kind of an open football, we showed that we can beat you.
precisely, even Leeds United,
Yeah,
they played us. It's not like they didn't
even
play.
Sunderland. Yeah,
Sunderland, for that matter, yes. Brian Bobby, all these people were attacking.
yeah,
And in in those games, we suddenly look like very scintillating, in the attack. Oh, everything is working out. I mean, that is something I want people to sit and absorb and keep that knowledge for, like, next season.
yeah. No, like,
And
what we think when I say Mourinho, I think a lot of people think Mourinho means defensive back three. Mourinho means like playing waiting game, playing on the counter. I think
yeah,
Mourinho is more pragmatic. Mourinho is more efficient and kind of football. He knows the triggers. He if there's a player on four yellows, and this is a next game he can miss. He'll ask the guy to get a tactical yellow and move, be get miss the next game. These are the kind of things that you'll observe even Arteta doing. I think he's tactically astute and he is pragmatic. And in our football style, we have become very efficient with few like chances there, because for set pieces as well, a lot of people were reducing the number of corners that Arsenal getting. That was one way of making sure that we don't score. But now that is even from open play, we can create chances similar to what set pieces happens. A goal that Zubimendi scored from Noni's kick, and that's something you see. We can do those things. We can do everything, but it's just that we need the triggers, and I think that triggers has been identified for the team as to when to do what. So which I think is the sign of an efficient team, which a team which will not just one season wonder. Like we will not do this for this season and then forget next season. I
mhm,
think this is still a stepping
yeah,
stone for next seasons coming up.
yeah. And this also brings
Just
me
wanted
to
to add,
another. Sorry, go on. Sorry, yes.
just wanted to add two
Tell me.
small bits. You mentioned about the tracking back bit, right? It's also credible how Arteta has managed to convince the entire squad to actually track back. Luis Enrique had this issue with Mbappe, and I'm not sure how that thing ended. But even now, the current Real Madrid manager, uh, Alvaro Arbiola,
Yeah,
he actually got Mbappe to track back, and he did. Like I saw a reel where this guy, like, people just were making edits of him. So it's actually difficult for teams who are not used, players who are not used to tracking back, to get them to track back time and time consistently. But Arteta somehow managed to get our players to do that. So and also,
a
yeah.
lot of fans are talking about Eze not playing enough and not getting enough
Mm-hmm,
starts. I
mm-hmm.
think one reason was the Villa game where he didn't track back. I think two goals. One,
He
I
was
think
first.
there was a Matty Cash goal that I think he should have. I think He should have tracked back and got it. And there was another chance in the same half where they could have scored, but they didn't score. But and after that, Arteta has just, if you observe him properly, I think Eze has not started games. In some of the games, he didn't even play Eze as a sub as
Yeah,
well.
he didn't.
Even when
Yeah,
Odegaard
he
was
didn't.
unfit, he played Havertz instead of Eze.
No, no.
So I think
Havertz
that
is now.
shows, but that just shows that in Arteta's team, if you don't track back,
Yeah.
you're not defensively. You have to be solid.
Yeah, I have no
There's a
sympathies for players whatsoever. If our if our system is efficient, and if like one cog is like missing, and it risks, like you said, as a not tracking back, it kind of cost us if you think of it directly, indirectly. And
Yeah.
that is something that Arteta doesn't want, and that is when I agree to some people when they say he's looking to perfect things. And see, again, this whole, see, tracking back is one aspect of things, like, it's more about, this is high level positional football,
Correct.
right? Like, and we are talking about like a team that is like, uh, that has versatile players across the board.
Hmm.
It's not about, like, maybe if you take, like, say, Saliba and Gabriel, I don't think they can. If needed, they can, but I don't think they
Saliba
are like
can press
equipped to
forward
play.
and play in the
No,
middle
no.
of the park.
I've been telling this
he
since
also can play
long that
striker.
No, no, forget striker. Saliba has been a de facto playmaker.
Yes,
If you
in the
look
middle of
at
the
his
park.
game, yeah, when we press the line high, he is a playmaker, deep line playmaker. So everybody has different roles, like, and we just have to sit and look closely at what everybody is doing. It's very difficult, as it's very time consuming. Like, even if you do a rewatch, you're gonna maybe focus on how the team is playing overall, but then
Yeah.
you can pick out one player every week or two players every week and do double rewatches, and you'll actually find out. No, it's very
True. No, that's true.
it's time consuming. I don't know how
And
how
and you
how
know
we're all
that's why
equipped.
people who are not non-Arsenal fans, they assume they just see one game against their team and assume that
Mhm.
Arsenal plays a specific style. Arsenal doesn't play a specific style. They play efficient football, and
Yeah,
and you can't tell just by watching one game, because there
yeah,
is a consistent pattern to it. If you watch them over a season, then you'll realize how we play. And
yeah.
then that's what people in Europe have realized. A lot of people have realized the way we play and the way they're setting up. A lot of people came at us to attack, and we showed that when even a good team like Bayern could not handle when we started playing our football, open style of football.
Yeah. And I saw that. I was actually a little bit worried with the with that Chelsea second leg happened, because in that first leg I saw some defensive frailties we had, which
Yeah,
were exposed, and that idiot Garnacho scored. But the second leg, I think Arteta realized like what we had to do. Even though we had like a one goal lead, he still preferred to keep things tight,
yeah,
and we didn't go like beyond second gear. If you think of it, I mean, I really love that performance. I mean, apart from that last minute goal that we scored, which was like a dopamine hit, that's another thing. But overall, we were like, I was never scared. Like, we're gonna concede.
yeah.
And it's not like this Chelsea team was a bum. Like, they had
Mm,
those players. It's just that
correct.
their manager didn't prefer to use them. And one more thing I want to add before we, I don't know how we go about. But then you said something about, like, Arteta being tactically very flexible. We're not playing one style of football, and that's precisely his adaptability to every situation thrown at him. I
Correct.
feel that is what makes him a very, very formidable manager. And to Jito's point, like this tracking back and everything else, it's that whole organization bit. It's not something that he has done in like a year or two. This is what he's been trying to do for the last 6 years or whatever that he's
Yeah,
been here.
yeah.
And it takes time, huh? It takes time. Like these idiot Man United fans, they believe that, no, sign him, sign that player, and we're like said, these idiots are actually going on about title challenge, man.
Yeah.
Before last night, of course. Anyway,
So another point, another small point what I wanted to add about this tracking back bit itself. Uh, Another player that doesn't actually currently fits Arteta's way of doing things is probably Ethan Nwaneri. What about him when it comes to tracking back? And because I remember seeing clips where Odegaard was wanted him to press, but he wasn't pressing. What do you guys think of that?
And it's also there are some kind of players you will have to have on the pitch who will be allowed that flexibility to move around. Veneri is definitely such kind of player who is creatively good. But again,
Hmm.
let's see the age. I think he has a lot of time to
Yeah.
improve. A lot of these players are like they're 17, 18. I think a lot is expected out of Miles Lewis Kelly as well. I think when people go saying that okay, this guy's done worse than last year. He was so good last year. He's not good this year. Again, he is going to be inconsistent. That's what age brings. Experience brings consistency, and I think that's what we have to be a little bit patient with. I think not just footballing, but I think the entire world is losing this. I think patience with everything. Everything they want it instantly. It's not going to happen. With we he worked out for us excellently last season, even though we didn't expect because our expectation bar of expectation was so low. So we liked it, and he was good, and he played for England. Doesn't mean that he'll be he's so consistent across the first few seasons of his career. He is going to take time to settle down. Both Nwaneri and Lewis Kelly. I think we need to give them that time. I think with Nwaneri, he also needs the time to understand what exactly is his position, where exactly he fits in this squad or now against even Marseille. I think that I saw a lot of posts comment like complaining about Nwaneri not tracking back at Marseille's game against PSG. There was this, but I think you need to that's why he needs the game time, and I think it was right to move him on loan there.
And I subscribe to those criticisms. I'd want him to have that, because the whole purpose of, I mean, the media made it out like, as if like, oh, he's sending Boniri to Marseille because of De Zerbi and all that. Guy's out of the door. It's not about that. Marseille is a very very challenging place. That Velodrome is crazy. It's
Fans
crazy.
crazy.
Their fans are the most demanding fans I've ever seen. Demanding. They have ultras. They have this. So it's the level of exposure. Like, it's good to have that connection with the fans, to understand, like, what are those demands coming from the outside. Like in England, we don't have that. We don't have that culture of fans and players communicating with each other. You know what I mean? That's very much relevant in France. I don't know about any other country, but France, yes. I last season when Lyon were like dog shit, they just, the whole squad stood in front of the ultras, and the ultras were like giving lectures. I mean, that's crazy in football. I'm not even kidding. And such exposure is very very vital for this guy. And I wouldn't be surprised if Miles Lewis Kelly went on such a loan next year. And I wouldn't. Right.
Hmm.
So it's a good loan, and it's also about him playing. Like, uh, apart from the exposure and the connection bit, it's also important for him to play. See, now in the last couple of games, you've seen Havertz taking over that number 10 position, and Arteta does not see him as a winger. This guy, 180, he doesn't see him as a winger for some reason, and I'm absolutely okay with it. It's also about him getting. It's not about where he plays. It's also about if he's getting to play. At Arsenal, he wouldn't have got playing time,
Yeah,
and we have invested in players like Eze. Eze is, I think, very very close to what Waneri's profile is.
probably the most closest, more better than like I think Odegaard. A lot of people compare Odegaard and Odegaard and Veneri, but Odegaard is a different kind of player. I think Odegaard
Yeah,
is the I think I would say most efficient number 10 in the league. A lot of people
maybe.
compare him to Bruno Fernandes for assets and everything, but nobody does the track back that Odegaard does. Odegaard will link up the
Whatever.
defense and attack. Nobody does that. Nobody sees that hard work that he's putting in. People just want results. I think stat padding is easy. You can do it when team is playing well. You can give it, and you have good attacking players. They'll score. That's fine. But you have to see the hard work behind it. He makes our defense tick. the midfield from the mid. I think there's a lot of games where what we expect from Declan Rice, I think a lot of times Odegaard does it, and we just give the credit to Declan Rice as a lot of times. But I think it's a combination of those three in the middle of the park who have been good. All three have been good.
I wanna make one more argument here. Like I get what you're saying about Odegaard, and see what I've noticed. I'm not even comparing, or I'm not even like drawing up any agendas. But then you remember that Club Brugge game that we went away. In that game, something happened. Declan Rice didn't play, I suppose,
Yes,
and the midfield was set up as this guy who Odegaard
Merino
and
was. I think Merino
Merino was
played that.
there. Merino was there, but then he was more of a roam. He was roaming ahead, and that whole game was controlled by Odegaard and Zubimendi. Now, what was happening is there was a bit of fluidity there in that
Hmm.
midfield.
Yeah.
Odegaard was dropping deep, Zubimendi was going ahead, and because Odegaard dropped deep, Zubimendi, I think he gave two assists. One of the left to Noni, I suppose something like that happened. But my thing is, when in the Premier League, when you actually are facing low blocks on a regular basis, like 2 out of 3 games is like a low block, is what I've seen. So what happened with Havertz is not occupying those deep positions, and in this system, Leeds and Sunderland, what I noticed is that this Zubimendi Rice pivot is proving enough to control the game from deep,
Yeah.
and there is no need for that number 8 or that number 10 to drop deep. Like it just frees up the attack. Like, and Havertz was not holding on to the ball too long. Havertz didn't have too many touches. Havertz didn't have too many passes, completed passes. But
Correct.
then he had many decisive moments.
He's technically a very gifted player, and you can see that.
Correct.
Like he's technically very beautiful on the eyes as well. Like in terms when you see him, his turns, he's going to please you. Then that's when I think that's where fans also like it. Like he has those instantly. He'll not do lot of passes, but he'll do that one precise pass which will create a counter. So I think that's
Correct.
something that Havertz definitely brings in, and again, a lot of people are thinking Havertz will come up top, but Havertz in the middle of the
Yeah.
park is also creating, and this is where
And
Arteta's adaptability and flexibility is coming into picture again.
and it's fucking
It's
looking
also
brilliant.
actually, yeah, it's the timing is good because we just lost Marino and we have got Havertz just back. So we are talking about midfielders. I'm going to bring up just tweet itself. Since we discussed about Odegaard, would you guys? I'm a big Odegaard fan, but just for the sake of discussion, would you guys trade Bruno Fernandes for Odegaard in this team? I'm just bringing up Ganesha's tweet.
I don't know. See, the thing is, if you look at Bruno Fernandes, see, this is what Amorim has done for them in a good way. Bruno Fernandes has been playing in a double pivot for Amorim, right?
Hmm.
And he has improved his game with that. And at this moment, I feel him and Odegaard are playing at a very uh, similar level in terms of the position. But see, but the thing with Bruno is, Odegaard 2-3 years back he was giving that output in terms of assists as well as goal. But Bruno is consistently, he's still playing deep in a way, but then he's still giving that output out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know,
But for
but
me, I would say again, these two are different kind of players. They're not the same players.
they are the same.
No. I'm saying Odegaard, sorry, Bruno Fernandes and Declan Rice are not the same kind of players.
You can
Declan
say
No,
Rice
no,
that
is
no.
as well.
Bruno Fernandes, Odegaard.
Bruno Fernandes is more similar to Odegaard, yes. In term, but I think what advantage he's having right now is he's having two very good forward creative players ahead of him in Mbomo and Cunha, who are doing very good
Yeah.
work, and that's where he's. But again, he's also becoming a single point of failure for the United side because if he doesn't play, they don't play the same. So
Over
in
Even
in
Sesko
Mikel's
has Sesko has found his comeback.
Yeah, so I think eventually
Sesko.
you have to give all players time. I think the fact is that we just judge players so early and just make decisions on them so early. Even that, now I think of it, Palmer's goals have reduced and assists have reduced because Nicholas Jackson is not there in the team anymore. I think that's also an impact if you see, and people just trashed Nicholas Jackson. But he was kind of that. You need these kind of players to, for one of the players to get highlighted. You need another player on the in the back end who's doing all the hard work. So I think Bruno Fernandes is right now enjoying the creative freedom that United has, which Amorim did not give, and Carrick is giving right now. So Carrick is letting them play in their positions of like freedom, giving them the freedom to express themselves, especially the forward line, which is very good forward line. If you see, you can take Ahmad, Mbomo, Cunha, Sesko from the bench. All of them are very good attacking players. So, and Bruno Fernandes is enjoying that freedom because he's being allowed to play his role. But in an Arteta system, would he be able to do the same thing? Arteta doesn't give you that flexibility. He gives you some flexibility. He gives you a boundary and says this is where you can operate. But he will have to. If can he do the same level of defensive work that Odegaard does or that Declan Rice does? I don't think so. And
I think so.
I think
Yes.
Bruno Fernandes was not that kind of a player. I would not have. If I have an Ozil, why would I want Ozil to do any defensive work? I want Ozil to do what he does best.
No, see, that's what I was talking about, this whole Amorim thing, because uh, he has been playing in a deeper role. Like, Amorim didn't have a creative midfielder, so he was doing that dual role, and that has improved his game. If you tell me that he doesn't have that defensive side of his game, I would agree maybe a year back. But right now, I think for a player of his age as well, he has improved massively. Like it's more like an experienced player learning something new about his own game, and he has quite done it. I wouldn't see. I'm not gonna sit and say that he's like Declan Rice level when it comes to off the ball work. I'm not saying that, but then he's doing it at a very very good level
Yeah,
this season.
but
Even
I think we're miscategorizing. I think even Amorim was miscategorizing Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a player who is going to affect your. He's not a person who he's a luxury player, as per me.
not
He's a
really.
guy.
That's what I'm saying. He's not.
He has changed. He has changed under Amorim a little bit over the last season.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's a guy who needs that freedom to roam around, to create things. If you keep putting him in a box, especially if you have somebody like Casemiro beside him who doesn't have the legs as well, you are going to suffer, and that's what happened, right? When you have Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes in the same setup, even in the past year you had Eriksen beside him. That is not going to work out.
Fine. I
I think
agree. See, that's why.
if Manchester United gets a midfielder like, for example, gets an Elliot Anderson or an Adam Wharton, you will look at this squad to be a little bit more difficult squad. Or, so, for example, they get Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. This midfield suddenly looks stronger, and then there is the defense to attack. The flow happens properly. Right now, Bruno Fernandes is the only guy, as per me, in their midfield who's looking at those creative passes.
Fine, see, because the thing with Bruno is that and overall Manchester United style is Manchester United are a very wide team. Not they were not right. They were not under Amorim as
Amorim,
far as
yeah,
I'm concerned. But with this system change to 4-2-3-1 or whatever, they are having good width. Like Ahmad on one side, and I don't know who. I think it has been that
I think
Dorgu and
Drogo and
now
Cunha.
Cunha.
Yeah,
Now
now
Cunha,
Cunha.
yeah. And even with Mbumo, right? He's naturally a winger, a right winger. So
Correct.
he has the tendency to go provide that width. So because of that, what happens is, and these two guys, who Casemiro and Menu, they're able to cover a lot of ground. Something that Amorim missed. He missed that trick with Menu. And Bruno Fernandes, unlike Odegaard, what he does is, Odegaard works very well in tight spaces.
Hmm.
Bruno Fernandes creates that big space for himself.
Correct.
That's the main difference between these two when we are comparing. But to that question, if he'll work at Arsenal right now, yes, absolutely he'll work, because uh, You just have to see the last two games how Havertz has played. Havertz has been given that space because these two midfielders, Zubi and Rice, they are they are able to do their job well. They're able to cover
True.
large portions of the ground, and they're able to create that cushion to have a luxury player. If you understand, you
Yeah.
know, for to have a luxury player is easy. You pay the money, you get him. But then, how do you fit him in into your team? And this is key right now. If you think Havertz is a luxury player,
Yeah.
think about it that way. And if you say
Some,
Bruno is a luxury player, yeah, sorry,
and I think we are forgetting in the Arsenal side, the luxury player is Eze. Eze, Havertz, Odegaard. Also, Odegaard is still fine. Odegaard is a more efficient player, but Eze is again luxury. You can compare Eze to Bruno, and Bruno is definitely an upgrade. I think top of the list, I would say, in the
now
Premier
just
League.
go now just go back to the Sunderland game and tell me how Eze played in once he came on.
I
Brilliant,
think
because he had that space.
correct, and you could see that he was happy playing, like he was getting the freedom to express himself there.
Absolutely. See,
But I
I
think
just get
Havertz tactically, Havertz changed it a little bit. Havertz being there has changed Arsenal a little bit in terms of their attack.
correct, because right, like I said, he's feeding off the striker.
Yeah.
He's like he's I don't know how to put it, because I need to
Second
watch
striker, I
more
think
of.
almost like Bergkamp. Bergkamp used to do the same thing. He used to. We can call Bergkamp as a striker as well, but he's always like the 10 and the
Correct,
second
correct, correct.
striker.
Absolutely right. But where in this modern era, we haven't seen this kind of role, no,
No,
in our team.
we haven't seen this kind of role. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this guy was doing it to an extent. Lacazette and Aubameyang to an
Yeah.
extent,
Yes.
but they were not this efficient.
Because
In
we are only those two then. The problem was nothing from the bench. So if you
correct,
can't have these people doing that for 60, 90 minutes. You need to have that. Now that we have the squad depth, we are able to rotate it properly. And now if Odegaard also comes into this 11, he's going to be a little bit more aggressive. I see. We're going to score more goals. And I
correct.
would say we're going to score. I think Victor Gyökeres is going to score more goals. He looks confident now.
Hmm.
There's a difference
Yeah.
that happened, and I think post January that you can see that he's playing with more freedom now.
Correct.
Him and Martinelli are clicking more better than like
Him
with
Martinelli,
Saka.
him Trossard, him with Havertz. I think that's something that was missing for him earlier. That team members were not able to find him. Now they're actively looking for him as an outlet.
Right.
So what happens when Saka is back? We'll get to that. We'll just stick to the midfielders bit, since you can see how what the chances that Declan Rice has created on this list. Now going back to a quote by a sports legend, just bringing it up on this.
Spurs and legend. Anyway, oh my God, this guy.
I think he's the most valuable 100 million above
Yeah.
100 million signing in the league.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
him and next would be Caicedo for me. I think apart from that, I think right now nobody else has proven to be as good as these two.
I'm not sure about Caicedo, but Declan has
No,
been
no, I'm not
consistent.
sure about Caicedo.
No,
Yeah,
Caicedo, if
Declan.
you see in a way, the reason why I'm saying Caicedo also is because Caicedo has made this Chelsea team a little bit more solid. If you remove Caicedo from that team is still is an iffy team, Chelsea team. And same thing with Rice. I think whatever you say, the Rice signing was the most pivotal signing for us in terms of changing our approach. And we I think immediately from after signing him, we became these title challengers. So that's an impact that the leader kind of player and he's the leader of the dressing room. And I think from day one it was very clear that you're bringing that kind of personality into a team.
So let me throw in a question to both. Would you sign, not as a replacement to anyone, but as an addition to this midfield? Would you sign Sandro Tonali?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
You know why I would sign him? Because he brings that kind of engine that Declan Rice has.
exactly.
Not to that level, but then I've not seen any other player come as close as this.
People were doubting on 100 million for him. I think I would pay 100 million and get him. He's worth it.
because right now we our squad is so set. I'm not even kidding. Our squad is so set. We don't need to worry about small time signings at all.
Correct.
We don't have to worry about the 30 million, 50 million nonsense. If there are two players in the market, 100 million each, pick him up. As
That's what
simple as that.
Liverpool is doing after Klopp now. They because they base quality of the squad has already been elevated by Klopp. And now Slot had to come in and he could make those luxury purchases. Of course, it didn't work out for him for now, but they will come good.
No, it didn't work out for them because they went in too early on luxury purchases.
Yeah,
They didn't bide their time. They had to spend time building the squad up. See, I'll be very real. Okay, I like the signings. I like their intent and everything. Like of course we can sit and criticize Isaac because he's injured, whatever, or he didn't play well when he was injured. Fine, but we as Arsenal fans have all 99% of Arsenal fans would have a, an Arsenal fan would have taken like Isaac.
Isak,
In my
Ekitike,
opinion.
we would have picked up what
No, no,
Florian Wirtz. We would have taken all three
forget
of them in the
Ekitike.
team.
Forget Ekitike. Yeah, Florian Wirtz, yes. Isak, yes. The thing is, these signings are very, very good, but then you need like that level of squad that doesn't put too much burden on them. Like see
Hmm.
that defense, it's shit. I've been thinking about it since the summer. Why are they so focused on attackers? Why can't they get like good defenders, right? And
Hmm.
it's still even us for that matter. We didn't go for Declan Rice straight away. Think about the kind of players we got before we went for a Declan Rice signing, and Declan Rice, yeah, in my opinion, he's been like the best signing that our club has done. I don't know since when.
Yeah, Ozil, I guess.
Ozil, yeah, fair enough. Ozil, Sanchez, that kind.
Ozil, Sanchez, and Cazorla. Cazorla is my personal favorite, but yeah.
Even
Yeah, fair
Aubameyang
enough.
came in good. Aubameyang well enough.
Nah, fuck
But yeah,
Aubameyang.
All those are fine. I think nothing was as big as I think having a Sanchez or having Cazorla. Imagine a midfield of Sanchez, Cazorla, and Ozil, and then
hmm.
having Ramsey on the bench.
To be, I'll sound silly, but then I really love that one and a half season of Cazorla and Coquelin as the midfield.
Yeah,
It was unbelievable at that time, but then it
yeah.
faded away.
I think the problem was injuries again. We had like too many injuries. That,
Yeah,
There's one player that we had all this while, however, he's clicking now. Iwobi. I'm talking about Iwobi. We had Iwobi throughout these phases, like we had whenever we had Sanchez and the previous group. But he never clicked for us the way he's clicking for Fulham right now. So what do you guys think of like him
I
in
think
the
he clicked
midfield?
for us very well.
yeah, I
I
think he
think
played. I think he was good. I don't think he was bad for Arsenal, but I don't think. I think his level of football is, I think, suited for Fulham. Marco Silva is kind of plays that attacking kind of football, free flowing football. So that
Hmm.
suits him. I think. And Iwobi under Wenger would have been a little bit different than Iwobi under Unai Emery. And but I think he for the time he played he was not bad. The same with Joe Willock. He's a good player. Joe Willock. Uh, Reece Nelson is a good player. Emil Smith Rowe is a good player. It's just that we didn't have the players around them to take advantage of it at that point of time.
no
But
in
we
that
played
in
him as
that
a
in
winger,
that.
right? We played
See,
him.
he started off as a winger. He started off as a like Iwobi is crazy. Okay, he started off as a right winger when we
Hmm.
when he made his. I think he scored his first goal against Everton. Uh, that that season, the season after that, what happened is in that first we went I think some 18 games or something unbeaten. And you know what was our front three? Our front three was Sanchez, Walcott, and Iwobi. Walcott in the striker role, and we were
Yeah.
sensational because Giroud was injured at the start of the season.
Yeah. And
So
Walcott was making those pacey runs. Yeah, Iwobi also quick.
yeah, I'm not even kidding. It was a sensational front three at that time.
Yeah.
But it again faded away, partly because Giroud came back, Ozil came back. So that Ozil was there. Sorry. So that free flowing structure, it
Yeah.
just got disrupted. So And again, Iwobi with us, I feel for like 90% of the time he was good, but 10% here and there we can give that leeway. But then
Yeah.
he was, I think, sold because of that one stupid luxury signing of Mkhitaryan.
Hmm.
We were
Yes.
desperate to not lose Sanchez like that. We got him, and then we
That
didn't
was a
have space
worst.
for
That was a
him.
bad deal for everybody involved.
So that is the worst
Yeah.
some worst January window ever.
Yeah, you. The only thing that happened out of that thing was Aubameyang was signed in that winter.
But think about that signing. No, okay, fine. He came in. He scored goals. He was a 28-year-old guy, and all of a sudden you're like, basically we signed Lacazette 6 months ago.
Yeah,
He didn't work, and that's why we signed him, because all of a sudden you're losing a goal scorer like Sanchez. Although
yeah,
Sanchez wasn't scoring in that season, he was not playing with his heart.
yeah. But I think that move was such a disaster move for all the parties involved. Mkhitaryan did
It,
not want to move. Sanchez
absolutely.
did not want to move in the end, and then just everything that came together with it was a disaster. But I think one thing that was missing, and why I'm saying Declan Rice is a game changer for us in terms of signing. I think after Vieira, we never had
Mhm.
such a kind of player. This is an impact signing, that Vieira level kind of signing that we had. Our defensive midfield was always a problem for us, even when we had good players.
Yeah.
And now we have a little bit of like with Zubimendi. I think we are just forgetting that Zubimendi is this is his first season. It seems that he has been here for forever. What a signing! What a signing!
Hand to glove.
I think he is the perfect, and you can see he's perfect Mikel Arteta signing. I
Spot on.
think I think this is and people are calling a lot of other players like Ekitike and everybody as a good signing, but they're forgetting how underrated this guy is right now. Zubimendi he's scoring goals, he's doing all the work, he's playing, he's available for a lot of games. This guy is an excellent player, and it doesn't look like he's coming out from to the Premier League the first season.
It's a big jump, but then I don't know, he's been exceptional.
Yeah. Going back to our previous topic about now with Saka coming back, what do you guys think? Like, how should he plan the you know, once Saka is back?
So
Gyökeres, since the pairing of
yesterday,
Gyökeres Trossard and Havertz. Yeah.
yeah, yesterday, so I saw training videos. Saka didn't feature in the training videos. So I'm assuming even if he comes back, he'll not play the next game. And I think we are still fine. I would still do the same. I think because Trossard is not available or might be an iffy, Martinelli starts on the wing, and then I play Madueke on the other wing for now, and then change him with uh, maybe Gabby Jesus for uh, in the second half, and play Victor Gyökeres up front. Uh, and I think I would still go, and Odegaard also was not there yesterday, so I would still play Havertz in the middle of the pitch alongside Rice for the
That
Brentford
is
game. I think
not a worry as
that
well.
is a fluid front that we'll have.
Yeah. It's just the front three that is a worry for us, not the midfield, I think. We can just
Yeah.
play Havertz, Odegaard, say anyone in the attacking midfielder role, we are fine.
I think Havertz over Eze for now. I think Havertz playing like a bulk of the minutes and then Eze coming on for him. That would be my preference. And I have seen how Martinelli impacts the games when he's coming off the bench because his pace is he's so rapid. It kind of impacts when he's running against tired legs, specifically after like 60, 70 minutes of the game. So he is very
Yeah.
impactful then. But and uh, I think I won't mind Trossard doing that as well. Trossard also is good, equally good when he comes off the bench. So since he was injured, I think that's. But if he's fully fit, Trossard starts and Martinelli comes off the bench for me, and that kind of impacts the game in the second half.
So this
No,
actually I wish we
I,
should have. Oh, Raman. Oh,
no,
you're there. Okay.
I'm saying I'll just be off camera for a second. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, Saka coming back doesn't change anything. He's just going to come back straight to the lineup. That's all.
yeah.
Like, there's no second guessing that.
And he's going to create goals. He's going to create goals for Gyökeres as well. I think a lot of this nonsense that Xhaka doesn't pass to Gyökeres also, I think, is
No,
nothing.
it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's just about how in that moment we are playing. Of course, like people
Exactly.
will like have an eagle eye view of saying, "Oh, यहाँ पे pass
They'll
करना
just
था,
see
यहाँ पे
one game and they'll make a decision on that this guy
some
doesn't talk to that guy.
nonsense."
Like this is just Twitter nonsense.
Typical, yeah, typical reactionary takes. We are used to it now.
Yeah.
Like we have people.
Yeah.
Before we get to the lineup bit that Ganesh has shared about our lineups against Brentford, I wanted to discuss, since we were discussing Raya, I wanted to discuss this signing and his season so far. Like the kind of sales that Donnarumma has made so far. Like, what do you guys think of Donnarumma for Pep?
I think when they signed him, they had just signed James Trafford back, and so they saw the market opportunity and went for it, which was good because one of the big teams would have gone for him. Uh, he's definitely between Trafford and Donnarumma. I think there's no Donnarumma is a clear favorite there. uh, and they were losing a big player in terms of Ederson. So it was a good signing. He's a good shot stopper as well. So he gives them a lot of this thing. He still has his weaknesses. For a tall man, he sometimes
Ball
is not
playing.
able to reach. So he has those weaknesses in him. But he's an excellent goalkeeper, and he has proven now in a lot of seasons that he is good.
I read somewhere like now, since most managers have seen how ball playing goalkeepers are clicking, most managers have tried to sign ball playing keepers. However, Pep went on to sign a keeper who's very anti ball playing kind of a profile, but he's now turning out to save to be the one who's saving a season, Pep season. So
I completely disagree on that notion because if you think of it, he's coming from a PSG side, and PSG side are like
mm,
they're not known for long balls. They're like the most possession based football they played like last season. They're built up from deep, everything. That's the reason why they won whatever they won last season, and I don't think it has affected Man City's build up in any way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Maybe small tweaks here and there. Of course, if you compare him to Ederson, there is a big difference. But see again, this whole signing, this keeper signing fiasco. If you think of it from a logical perspective, they had a keeper in the market that they could sign on the cheap. That is Trafford, and because they had a massive sell-on clause on whatnot. So uh, if you think about it, they whatever they paid and whatever was reported, I think 20, 25, 30% would have come back to them. So he's not like a very expensive signing, but then they can actually sell him for like say 30 million or whatever, and they can make a
Yeah,
profit out of it. But I was actually surprised to a point that they only signed Trafford because Trafford is okay.
he's a
He's a
kid.
young keeper, everything. He's a kid, yeah. But then, in terms of goalkeepers, definitely he's like an infant. But yeah, it made complete sense to sign Donnarumma. But if you ask me what is Donnarumma, Donnarumma is just another Aaron Ramsdale. If you to be very
The
honest,
mm, a taller
uh,
Aaron Ramsdale.
yeah,
but
that's all.
one more thing. If City hadn't signed him, I
Mm-hmm.
think United would have signed him. United were looking for a goalkeeper. They wanted to replace Onana that time, and this Donnarumma United would definitely have pounced on that. So it was a very logical signing because of all the situation that was like happening between Donnarumma and PSG as a club, and they were fighting, and all the fans were against him. So there was a logic. He wanted to move out to a good club, and given a choice, I think it was easy for him to pick City over United.
Of course,
Mm.
from a financial perspective, everything like a settled team and everything, yeah, sure. And again, you're getting to play for a you're leaving a manager like Enrique and coming to play for
Yeah.
see to be very fair, like what I've realized is nobody gives a shit about what club you're playing anymore. It's in my honest opinion. It's all about what team a player is going into, what manager is playing under, and what
Hmm.
kind of role and money he's gonna get. It's as simple as that. Of course, they have to be people pleasers, and Like for example, this Harvard's kissing this bad stuff and everything. And it's just an example. I'm not saying Harvard's is a disloyal dog or something. I'm just saying uh, it's what it is
Yeah.
in today's football. Earlier, there used to be this kid with a dream or whatnot. I'm suddenly seeing like whatever, whichever player Arsenal signing, they
As,
have like
as
a
a kid.
child, a bloody childhood photo of the Arsenal kid or whatever. It's
That's actually very
like,
strange.
yeah, it's very strange. Even with not just us,
I
it's
was.
with
I want to give an
lot of
example here. I saw one picture, like a collage of pictures of Shubman Gill with in PSG kit, Chelsea kit, in United kit, and then I think he was with some other playing with some other team in some other league. But he was having like four different kits. He was
yeah.
wearing them and watching the games. So yeah.
So even this whole talk of Semenyo being an Arsenal fan, it's all bullshit. Like I don't know where these
And
guys come up.
given a chance of playing under Pep, why would he not pick Pep? That's also something that we have
Correct,
to start.
correct,
Pep is a great manager.
correct.
I think one of the best in this era. So of course he's wanted to play with him.
Absolutely. That's all. That's all there is to it. Like there is
Yeah.
nothing more.
And now I think we are attracting players who want to play under Arteta because Arteta is also in tactically they want to play under him. So
Correct.
he's even though a lot of people hate when he's called as an elite manager and all this debate is happening, let it happen. But players are signing for playing under Arteta. So that's something that
Correct. And
yeah.
that no, that brings me to this conversation of I've been hearing a lot of questions about at the start of the season, not now, to be fair. Like, oh, I want Arteta gone if we don't win the league.
Hmm.
See, I'll be very honest. If you let Arteta go, even if we bottle the league from here on, I would still give him another season. To be fair,
Yeah.
because you can't all of a sudden bring in a new manager, create a system altogether. It's just tedious work all. You
See
think
what has
about
happened to
it.
Spurs. This is
It's a
exactly what
terrible
they've
thing.
done. They had Poch, they had a system, they just kept deconstructing it.
Correct. Correct. If you're going that long, fair enough.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about all the clubs, what do you guys think about the top four race right now? Given that Man United has found this form back, Liverpool are bouncing back, City have found their form back. What do you guys think about it? Aston Villa surprisingly are at number three right now. So three, right? Or have they gone up one
Yeah.
now?
No, they're
Number
Three,
three.
three.
three,
Yeah.
They're
three.
three.
So,
They are 1 point
It's-
behind City.
yeah, and Liverpool are 5 points, I think, behind Aston Villa. So what do you guys think about the
Liverpool.
top
no,
four race right
I'm
Okay.
just.
Okay. Can you, Raman, give me your top four?
I really don't know. I mean,
It's the
I
same. It's
really
the
don't know.
same. I don't know. I think Arsenal is going to finish top. I don't know what's going to happen in the next three. I just don't know because
Just
there's so much
hypothetically,
inconsistency.
just hypothetically, we lose tomorrow to Brentford. Brentford are in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
Because they
it's
move
not
into
even
fourth.
funny.
Yeah.
now?
It's just a very it's the most tight top four race unless it unless one of them falter off. Now again, Liverpool Liverpool are under the most pressure, in my opinion, because they are what currently sixth, I suppose.
Six.
Sixth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
39.6.
Sixth.
Yes.
Think if they lose today or they drop points, or say hypothetically they lose, yesterday's bad results from Chelsea and United, they actually gained a point over them.
Hmm.
And I think they are the ones under pressure because what has happened is that team has suffered from complacency because first they were like, it's given, like we are gonna win the title. Then they're not in the title race. Then they're like, oh, we are gonna sweep top four or whatever the fuck, third place. I've been very specific. They're like, we are gonna take third place, guaranteed. Now
Hmm.
they are not even guaranteed sixth place.
Correct.
It's very weird. And see, the thing with Chelsea is Chelsea kick on at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Man
Generally,
United,
they always play well in second half.
Man United look formidable. Villa, I had doubts over them. They drop points, but then they if they keep around City, right? If they keep that focus on City, keep the distance with City, I think they have a good shot at finishing in the top four. And
But
everybody's sleeping on Villa right now.
Villa is okay. I
Hmm.
think I agree to you. Like Villa might be third, but I think again, if considering Unai Emery's reputation from the past, I think he has a habit of having this kind of season where it goes like this and then it goes like this and it goes up down up down. So because I didn't expect them to drop points against Bournemouth, I didn't expect them to drop points against Brentford, and Brentford were 10 men, I think. So of course, this is always with an Unai Emery team, you have to expect they will finish. They'll do everything and they'll finish around third, fourth. So expect
No, but
Villa to be in top four.
no, but you have to give them some credit because they're think about it. They don't have that main three midfielders right now.
Yeah, I
They're done.
agree. Yeah,
They
but
had to.
if you see, I'm still amazed as to why they had Asensio in the squad. I'm seeing Fenerbahce games. Asensio is playing excellent. They let him. They just didn't sign him. They had him on
No,
loan last season.
it's the money.
Hmm.
It's the
Yeah,
money.
but Villa has like in terms of have they done something like they had the John Duran again they let him go instead of and kept Watson and they then same thing they did like I think some of the signings I'm not convinced with their squad right now
See, they
What if
they
it's
themselves are
player?
not convinced.
because I don't think even Leon Bailey was playing so well and somehow things just went and he just went on a random loan now and he's back.
Okay,
I just don't know what's
I'll
happening with the squad.
no, I'll explain to you. Leon Bailey was dog shit when he was at Villa. They saw the opportunity to send him on loan. They wanted to send him somewhere else. That failed.
Yeah,
So Roma was the only late option. He went to Roma. There he was dog shit. Then Daniel Malin, they got an opportunity to sell him and on a buy obligation, I suppose,
hmm.
to Roma. Now sending two players on loan, they can't do that. They can do that, but then internally they didn't have that capacity, like that
Yeah.
space, loan space. So they had to recall Leon Bailey. It's they're just trying to be inventive, but then they're also creating chaos. They sent that
Yeah, Tammy
this
Abraham is back again now
yeah,
into the Villa
and
squad.
and sorry,
They signed Tammy Abraham now in
they
the
signed
squad.
Hmm.
Tammy
On
Abraham.
loan.
Then
On loan or permanent
then they
signing?
I think they signed him permanently.
yeah, they signed him permanently from
Hmm.
Besiktas. But again, that was again Roma was involved. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
Roma involvement. And then they send that Evan Gassan guy to Palace. Again, see, it's about they're trying to work within their means, and signing someone like Asensio was not feasible because the kind of money nowadays Fenerbahce, Galatasaray are paying, it's
yeah.
unbelievable.
From the wages perspective, it's difficult. Yes,
Unbelievable money they're paying.
and I think they bet big on this guy as well, like Morgan Rogers as well. So that's also there. And their
No,
big bet is
they just bloody signed him to a 6-year deal, and now he's like he has big links to Chelsea.
and he has a release clause as well. I think no, not just to Chelsea. I think Arsenal. Now, yesterday I was seeing Arsenal also being involved in that conversation.
Of course.
All big clubs are involved, and City, of course, is involved because he was. I think I don't know. I'm not sure, but he was he an ex-City player. I think he's a City player, City youth player.
Rogers, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Morgan
yeah.
Rogers.
See, I
Hmm.
mean, see,
Yeah.
if you take Villa, Newcastle, and all that, their
I think
market.
even Douglas Lewis is back. If I'm not wrong, back into the Villa squad.
He's back.
Is he
He's back. Yeah.
On
Yes.
loan.
He's signed.
on loan?
Yeah.
This is yeah. Now he has a Tielemans is there, who's playing well.
But going
It's a
back
good squad, but it's random. This is exactly what I expect of an Unai Emery squad.
no,
Random
but
things
going
happening.
going back to that point, he's doing all this. Say for example, he's had this good run of fixtures that they won. They were like almost second or third or whatever. Second, I think. That was because they had a good midfield of Megan, Tielemans, and Kamara.
Correct.
Now, Kamara is out for
And
the season.
Onana as well. Onana was also there.
Onana was again predominantly used as a rotational option, but then
Correct.
these three were the starters. Now, uh, who's that fellow? Kamara is out for the season. this guy is out for like I think 10
Tielemans, yeah,
months, and that Muggin is also out for like another couple of months.
correct.
How do they cope? And all they lost 3 midfielders. They bought 1 midfielder on loan. It's very difficult. And again, it's not like they don't have the money to spend. That's not the point. It's just that they don't have wage capacity to
Yeah, they're paying
include a
the
new
correct
midfielder
the PSR under the PSR guidelines. Yeah,
under the PSR banner. So, and if these guys again, there is one reason I feel that they will kind of stick to this third place thingy, third or fourth place, but they also have another route to the Champions League, that is through the Europa
Hmm.
League.
Yeah, they can
And
concentrate on that, winning that, and see, Unai Emery is good at it as well.
good at it. It's his fucking competition.
Yeah,
So he can focus on that. And trust me, with the kind of squad that Villa has and the other teams are there, it's
yeah.
very,
I think
very much
they are the favorites. They are the favorites. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we will move on to our next topic. Last two topics,
Yes.
which is one is a lineup against Brentford, plan against Brentford, and the last being the managers sacking the new managers coming in. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Tanisha,
I think in
this is
terms of the
your
lineup, the way I think in terms of the lineup, and this is my idea of, I'm assuming I still think Hincapié was very good when he was in the team. So I will still rotate between Calafiori and Hincapié, but Calafiori is also not is a solid, gives it that back four a solidity. So I went with a standard back four and Raya as a goalkeeper. Raya coming back to GTech. He's coming back to Brentford game, so it's going to be a tricky game. But I think he's going to have, if we score a clean sheet here, I think he's going to match the previous season's record already. So he's again on track for
also
Golden
if
Glove.
yeah. Also, if anyone is new here and if you guys are watching, Kanisha has his page, FC Talking League, on Instagram, Twitter, and he also has a Substack. Please go and follow him over there.
And I think
On the
in the midfield, Raman, here's where I thought I'll have Havertz and Gyökeres both, so that because they're linking up well, and try to get an early advantage and try to score early instead of having Gabby Jesus and bringing in Gabby Jesus as a replacement for Madueke, because I'm assuming that Trossard is not fit right now.
no Trossard is fit.
So if Trossard is fit, if Trossard is 100% fit, I would start Trossard ahead of Martinelli. I think Martinelli coming back in the second half, coming off like against tired legs, makes a lot more impact. So I will bring Martinelli, and I can obviously have Martinelli on the other side as well. So that flexibility he offers off the bench. So I think I'll have Trossard starting if he's 100% fit. If he's not 100% fit, I'll have Martinelli start.
I think I'll keep the same lineup, barring 2 changes. One is Gyökeres for Jesus, one is Hincapié for Calafiori. Specifically Hincapié because I don't want Calafiori to be run over by that Outara guy. Okay,
Yes.
and Outara will start in that role.
Yes.
So I don't want that. So Calafiori can come as say. I still feel Calafiori needs like a consistent, very relaxed game. I think that we can give him in that Wigan clash, right? And
Yes.
yeah, I think I don't want any more changes or any more disruptions as such.
Yeah.
Super. This is
I think this one is like,
yeah.
we have discussed it a little bit in terms of what's happening in the top four, top six, big six teams, and of course Spurs is right now in the relegation battle, something that is pleasing to all Arsenal fans.
Actually, let's come to this like towards the end. Let's for this Brentford and this topic. So Brentford lineup, just like
I think
here.
I think for me, I think the biggest battle for against Brentford, of course, there's one where Thiago has been scoring the number of goals that he's been scoring. He's going to be dangerous, and so Gabriel Saliba against Thiago would be an interesting battle to see how they manage. They managed Brian Robbie very well. I think in the end we turned out to be like we were a little bit nervy against him, but we were very cautious after what happened against the earlier Sunderland game, and he came and scored. So we were cautious against him. I think it's the same against Thiago as well. I think they'll try to keep him silent, try to cut off any supply to him. So that's going to be an interesting battle to see. Another interesting battle, as per me, is I think Gyökeres against that back. I think sometimes he goes for a back three as well, but I think he'll go for now. He has a settled back four, so he'll go for the back four. But they are very good defensively as well. So I think Gyökeres and physically competitive, combative. So that's something that would be interesting to see, and that's where I wanted Gyökeres as a physical presence there, because Brentford back four is a very physical back four. Gabby Jesus is not that kind of a striker up front. So that's why I prefer Gyökeres ahead, starting instead of Jesus. But that would be an interesting battle to see.
Speaking of strikers, actually, I saw a tweet somewhere where someone was mentioned that they like seeing strikers who are vicious, or how do I say? I'm not getting the word, but then he was put on the same level as Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Victor Gyökeres. Someone who's that hungry, and they're angry. They shoot at the ball with anger in the eyes or something like that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, whatever you were saying, Raman.
No, I was saying that the kind of, I'm just focused on the Brentford game as such. So the I think who's going to start there? I think that Vandenberg and Ayer will start.
Yeah,
in central defense. So
most likely in the defensive back, centre backs.
Yeah, centre backs. So I think it's logical to add Gyökeres rather than Jesus. See, again, from a rotational perspective, also Gyökeres is looking sharp. Jesus isn't. So you might as well have Jesus for that Wigan game.
Yeah. The other big thing that we have to be very worried about Brentford is their long throws in, and that's somewhere again. That's why I want Gabriel and Saliba to be very they have to have their top game, because there are going to be a lot of balls coming in, long throws in. So they have to be ready for that. So that's something that has been a weapon for Brentford to score goals. So that's something that will be interesting to see how Arsenal manages that.
Super. So. Coming to our last topic for the day, what do you guys think about the Thomas Frank manager sacking, and how does this impact Tottenham's position in the league?
This is the best thing that can happen to us is Arsenal winning the league and Spurs getting relegated. So on track for that.
Yeah, like I said, if we win the league, Tottenham get relegated. Like I said, I don't want to watch football anymore. I just want to go to the Himalayas and settle down. No TV, no nothing. That's it. I'm retired. But but that is like the end game we're talking about. Light at the end of the tunnel. But right now, what Spurs need to do to get relegated? They need to hire Roberto Di Zerbi ASAP. ASAP.
They deserve it.
Crazy attacking football, very open in defense. Unbelievable formula.
And with an injured midfield comes. I think one more injury. I think in terms of Odegaard, he's out now with an ACL.
He's out for the season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or season for a year, I think.
And I think this is where patience is something that's very important, especially in Thomas Frank's situation. I think when you're hiring managers and you're not giving them time or even space to have their own kind of players and that setup to be happening, and then expect results magically and expect a style of football which is reminiscent of having Bale and Modric in the midfield. I think that's what Spurs fans think about themselves. They still think that they are Bale, Modric, Dembele in midfield, and that is not the current situation. We are a very different team here now, and I think they've never grown up. And the fans demand something, and they are quick at firing managers. They've tried all kinds of managers, superstar managers, championship winning managers. Nothing has worked out. Maybe they need a project manager like a Mikel Arteta.
Actually, you have added Thomas Frank. You have added Tottenham in the Big Six conversation. I'm surprised.
No. See, there is a big difference between top six and big six.
Correct.
Top six is who are literally on top in the top six. Big six is who
Hmm.
makes like the six best revenues.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Tottenham. By the way, yesterday's game they had a lot of empty seats. A lot of fans are, and I think that kind of drove the nail. Once they lost the game, and they were, I think, in the first half you could see that it was inevitable that Newcastle will score, and they scored, and then it was an offside. Then another goal came in. So I think it was they were ready for losing the game, and they lost the game. So I think the fans were disappointed, and that kind of crept up, and then they were like, even though they initially wanted him to be the manager till the end of the season, they thought to cut their losses short, and they just cut him off now. But it will be difficult to see, and I don't know who's going to be there. Will they get an interim manager, or will they get somebody full time? Because I'm more interested from an Arsenal Spurs game perspective, how it's going to look up, because now it's a little bit they have a lot of injured players, and they'll have a new manager, so it might be a very different Spurs team that we might face in a couple of weeks.
Very quickly,
I don't
what
think so.
about very
One
quickly,
second.
what
I don't
about
think so.
the new managers? Okay, Raman, go on.
No. Before we go to the new manager section, see, okay, Spurs. I don't know who comes in. Okay, let Arrigo Sachi come in. Right? They literally have like 10 fit players right now. 10 fit and non-suspended players. Right? I'm telling you with chest, they have no bloody chance in this world against us. As simple as that. We don't have to worry about their new manager bounce. What new manager bounce?
I don't think they'll have a new manager by then. I think they'll play
They
interim
could.
managers.
They have 12 days to figure that shit out. Or 10 days, whatever.
And I don't think they have any game. Is the next game against us, or
Yeah, next is against us.
yeah, because they don't have any FA Cup games, right? They're out of.
Yeah, in between we play 3 games.
Yeah. Crazy. So we are giving them all the advantage, and I would still expect Arsenal to come up top and win this game against Spurs.
Win, batter and win.
That would be best. That would be the best.
You have to
Push them into
understand.
relegation. Push them into that battle.
People don't realize the meaning of that song. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. It's not about battered as in like thrashed. It's literally that chicken getting battered and then fried. That's the difference people don't realize.
A lot of people used to say the chicken. The reason why they signed Heung-min Son was because I think the Korean fried chicken is very popular. So, but that team is, I think that with currently the amount of first team players missing in that team is, I think, record breaking. I think they have some 10 or 11 players who are missing right now. So it should be a very difficult game for Spurs to watch.
This was a normal for us, but people were like, "Oh, Arsenal are not performing well. Look at them." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
but I think Spurs now are in that same zone that they were last year as well. They were not far away. They have not moved anywhere because they were 17th, 16th, and finished 15th. They were struggling last season in the league. They are still struggling. And this year, I think yesterday's Leeds win. I think Leeds drew against Chelsea, and they kind of pushed. I think now they're in that battle completely. And West Ham is again trying to come out of it, but I don't think they will go into the relegation zone. But still, it's a threat. And 29 points at this stage is like really crazy.
Speaking of West Ham, what beef do they have with Manchester United? Like, I saw a meme like yesterday. West Ham, every time they have to face Manchester United, they turn into prime Barcelona, and they almost won, if not for that Chesco goal.
Yeah, so, no, I'm not sure if they have any big rivalry there. West Ham being a London club, maybe London Manchester rivalry, but I think they should have. The Sesko goal came in it was good. I think West Ham played well for full part of the full game. And That was heartbreaking for me to see. But that guy could not cut his hair. I'm assuming now.
Yeah. He couldn't. Yeah, I saw it.
So it's still
See,
gross.
West Ham, all West Ham lack was two brain cells up front. That's all. Had they had two brain cells, they would have finished the game off. Traore had a chance. That Callum Wilson as I don't even know why Callum Wilson is still playing football. It's very on a very serious note. I don't even know why he's doing that.
He's a
What
top
an
player.
what an idiot he is, man. He had that one-on-one chance. He could have
He could have
just
scored.
squared
He
it,
could have scored that one.
squared it too. He should have squared it. He fucking
Went
like a
for it.
blaze of glory went for it. Like idiot.
No, that was a big miss. I think, and but if this team gets relegated, there are a couple of players that I'm like looking like in terms of where they're going to move next. One is definitely going to be Jared Bowen. Will he go back to get his club back out of championship if they get relegated? That would be interesting to
In
see.
this market,
Second thing would be
in this market,
Somerville. Somerville is a good player again. One of the good players in that team. I want to see how he goes, where he goes next, because he's also very one of the most pacey guys. So I would see him in some top club. I'm assuming if West Ham get relegated.
See, I have a theory on this guy. Who's this guy? Bowen. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see Bowen as a superstar material. Okay, neither is he like he's a talisman for West Ham. I agree, but he can be like this Trossard kind of signing for any top six club.
Correct.
If you bring him in, he will give you that competitive performance, and he will help you raise the level. Like a Liverpool or I don't know, like even a Chelsea would benefit from such a player.
Definitely brings in experience, loads of experience in the Premier League.
Correct. Something.
Maybe Spurs.
Maybe Spurs. Yeah, sure. See, but again, he doesn't want to play in the championship, no. And he might as well stay at West Ham.
Yeah. Between I agree.
I'm just
In
talking.
championship, I think he'll pick West Ham.
That's why I didn't say big six. I said top six. Aston Villa. He can be
Villa might be a good team. Yeah.
But
No, I think
I see there are. In fact, some idiots who signed they signed that Tati Castellanos and all. I think these are not like these are not players who are going to stick around. They'll keep moving.
Yeah.
So Van Bissaka will want to stay in the top flight. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But I don't even think West Ham will get relegated. That's my thing. I'm not bantering Tottenham here.
We know that Wolves is going to get relegated for sure. Wolves 8 points is going to go out.
And Burnley.
No, but just Burnley Wolves given. Forget about them. I'm just saying, just think about it. Tottenham don't have players. Like literally, you run the team with players. They don't have that right now, and
scary.
It's I see. I feel a level of sympathy for their fans to an extent, because see, if you think our injury crisis was crazy last year, then Spurs are like in a massive hole. I'm not even kidding.
But they're talking about us bottling last season, even with all our injuries. They're constantly accusing us of bottling. So I would be very happy if they get relegated.
Forget who's saying what. In general, just let's just think about Spurs and think about their massive injuries. It's very difficult for anybody to rise up, in the table, in the standings, whatever. It's very difficult, and irrespective of how much I want them to go down, because it'll be dramatic and unbelievable for us for generations to come. It's very sad actually,
Yeah. But I think, currently, if you see the table, West Ham is at 24 points, Nottingham Forest is 26, and then Spurs at 29 at 16 level, and they are 29 points. So there, and traditionally you would say that you need to get 40 points to be out of that
Mm,
danger
that,
zone.
that is out of the window
But
now. That's no
yeah, that's
longer
out
a.
of that. That's where that seems to be little. I think this time level will go a little higher because Nottingham Forest is a good team. West Ham is also a good team. Spurs is also a very good team. So I don't know how will that turn up now.
Just
See,
last
that's
season,
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
Nottingham Forest was the top four race, but look at them now.
See,
Yeah,
Forest have been very hot and cold this season. Okay,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
they'll just spring up, like, win randomly against Liverpool, then they'll draw against us or whatever. But I really, like how I said, I can't pinpoint like who's going to finish in the top four. I can't really pinpoint who's going to finish in the third relegation spot.
Hmm.
Really don't know.
Yeah. Today is
And
a very interesting game, by the way, which is happening, which is Forest
and
against Wolves.
and mind you, Spurs have a lot of key fixtures remaining.
Yeah, they're
Lot
playing
of
Arsenal.
remaining. They play Arsenal.
Raman
They play.
is Raman is really
So,
looking forward to that trip to the Himalayas.
oh yeah, I'm always looking forward to Himalayas, but not going and settling there. This time I am.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's go move on to the next
Wrap it up,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, just these 2 pointers. The new managers coming in. Chelsea have a new managers, Liam Rosenior, and Manchester United, their own player, Michael Carrick. How do you guys think that these two have impacted both the teams? United have been in a good form, and so has Chelsea. What do you guys think about that? The new managers coming in.
Time is key. Like, all these managers, they've come in, done well. To be fair, both of them have done well. uh,
Yeah.
Rosenior and Carrick. But then again, see, now what Manchester United fans are getting giddy or sign him permanently or whatever, and Chelsea fans are very unsure about Rosenior. They are unsure
Hmm.
about the, so forget about them. So it depends, like how they perform. Top, if they finish top five, both of them, 100% they're getting the job, right? Unless there is a manager of the caliber of Enrique available in the market, which I assume he's going to be available.
He's going to be available, yes. Manchester
And
United is already talking to him.
if he's available, then everybody's going to go for him. Man City, Man United, Liverpool.
And this is the World Cup year as well. So after the World Cup, also there would be like some man. Like I'm expecting Poch to be back available.
Zidane, you think that
Zidane is
Zidane
going to
has
be
a
there.
club?
If he doesn't get the French job, I think he will look for another job.
No. Zidane is not going to take up another job. If he
I
if
think
he
he'll take a
wants a,
friend. I think he wants the
that's
French job.
that's all he wants.
But
I
if
don't
France
think
wins the World Cup, will they say Deschamps can go now, or they'll keep Deschamps?
no. Deschamps has already decided to leave after
Oh, okay.
the World Cup.
So then
It's enough.
Zidane is out.
Yeah, it's enough. No, like, if France are like one of the favorites entering this competition, and uh, there's a good 25% chance that they win, and if they win, he'll become like a crazy legend in France, Deschamps.
Yeah. But among the manager pool that we will be available, it's a good pool that is going to be available by summer. So I think this market, I think filling interim roles is very difficult. Getting somebody permanent now is difficult. You need to, I think all the clubs would be patient. Big clubs would be waiting till summer to make a decision, so that they have a bigger pool of managers that they can get. But I think as everybody says, like since Spurs are in the relegation battle, I think the best person to bring in is Big Sam. Bring
Big
in Big
Sam, huh?
Sam to save.
Okay,
Yeah,
but yeah. But he gets the job done all the time.
yeah.
Every single club that has hired him to avoid the relegation, bit, he has
No, I think
saved them.
he got relegated. One or
Oh,
two. But yeah, I think they are in that kind of a phase where I would like if I was the owner, I would think about getting the three managers that I would want to get. Either I get Big Sam or get somebody like David Moyes
David Moyes. Who are you talking about?
for Spurs.
No. David Moyes is set in.
Just for the end of the season. But I
See,
don't think David Moyes would want to come.
See, it's again with Spurs. No, okay, leave the. I don't want to bring that injury topic as again, but uh, it's not even about the injuries. It's not even about the manager. There is something else in the background that is like lot of like changes in the boardroom. Lot of I don't know if the quality of players they signed are like up to the mark. Like up to the mark. When I say up to the mark, you see like we are currently setting the standards as to what kind of a squad you want, what kind of a energy you want to display, and the physicality, fitness, etc. I don't think they have that, and it will take them years to build that level of a squad. And the current players are like uh, they're not performing on a consistent basis, like a player like
despite what they are
Romero
expecting.
who's like exactly, and a
Despite
player
what they are
like Romero.
expecting.
Correct. And Romero, he got a new contract. He's like the highest paid player in that club. But has he become like a reliable presence? No, because he will have the game of his life when he wants to. Like the Europa
Yeah.
League final, he had a game of his life defensively. But is he that defensively solid every game?
No.
Is, is
He's
Saliba
erratic.
defensively solid? Yeah, like Saliba, out of say 38 games, if he plays 38 games, he's he's solid for like 30 games, right? Romero, on the other hand, is like solid for like 15 games. So you see the drop off, and that's just Romero. Yeah, I'm just talking about the entire squad. Everyone hot and cold. It's not how you. It's not what you want in a team who wants championship.
Champion teams don't play like that, like anyway. And because
Correct.
I think the only like very good player they have, I think, is Mickey Van der Ven, who's genuinely good. But apart from that,
He's
everybody is
that
just
guy
up
still.
down, up down.
See, even him, he's been hot and cold this season. Whenever he's available, again, I'm saying injuries aside, keep injuries aside. Whenever these players have been available, they've been like hot and cold. Xavi Simmons, bro, he was brilliant against that Man City game. Okay, but what about the other games?
Yeah, he's been
What about
disappointing.
this? Yeah, these games like
Moani,
Newcastle, Moani, where is he?
yeah.
Done. I'm like,
Even Matthias Tell, I think I'm not very impressed with him as well.
one thing
Randall,
what I read about what I read about Frank is he they signed two marquee signings this summer. That is Kudus and that other fellow, Simmons, and he has platformed them very well. All these other bums like Danso and that's Matish Tell, idiots, man. They're like I don't know what they are.
Yeah, and even Richarlison, I think after Kane, they have not replaced that role well. Solanke is okay, but I don't think he's at the same level as Kane. I think Kane and Son were kind of holding this team up.
Correct. And again, it's hot and cold. Like this
Yeah,
is the again. I'm going back to Arsenal here. When people come and come out with chest and say, "Oh, sell Martinelli, sell Trossard," you don't even know if you're able to replace them. That's the point I
yeah,
made at the start of the stream.
correct.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, uh, of course, I can give credit to Spurs for developing Kane, and he's become such a striker that you literally can't replace him with anything. But Son, you can, but you're finding it very difficult.
Yeah, even Son, they've not been able to replace perfectly. Actually, they might as well have kept him actually. And now I think of it, and given him a couple of
No,
more
no.
seasons.
I think he
And
was
they
too
don't have
young.
any experience in that front three. It looks like a little bit of under experience there, especially because Madison is not there, and then Kulusevski is not there. These injuries, I think these two are the key players. If I think, and since they have been injured, there's no cohesion in the team.
No, just once we are done with the stream, just go and look at the players that they have been missing all season or in the last month or so, whatever.
Yeah,
Kulusevski, they've been missing Solanke for all season almost.
Madison.
Richarlison, Madison, Richarlison, he was there, then he's not there. Then that other chap, Udogi, has
Now
been in and out.
Poro, I think
Poro,
Udugu is out. Poro is out.
Poro is also in and out. Van de Ven is also in and out.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. Bentancur is done, right?
And Romero got himself out.
Yeah. That Bisuma, he was frozen out. Now he's suddenly starting
He's
games.
he's studying him games. Yeah.
And he's fucking started against City. I was
I
like,
thought they
fucking
were about
shit,
to
sir.
sell him.
Yeah, that's what. He's like gonna leave on a free transfer or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. This is bad squad management, I would say.
It's not. It's not. It's just that bad luck with injuries. That's all it is.
Not just injuries. I think even before that, they did not do some things that they should have. The cleanup stuff they didn't do with Bissouma. If you're sure you're not going to play him, sell him. You have to. I think Arsenal has been very bad in terms of selling for value because a lot of even bad clubs sell their their dead stock very at a very higher value than Arsenal. Arsenal doesn't add value and they just cuts their losses, which they have to stop doing it
Strand
now. I
Larsen.
think what I expect from them
Strand.
from Berta is to start
Hmm.
selling better.
Yeah, we'll see
This
now
guy,
because right now we have a valuable squad.
Correct.
Sorry, Jito, you're saying
this
something?
guy, the Bulls striker, they signed Strand Larsen. They sold him to Crystal Palace, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for 40 or 50 million something.
40 or
Yeah.
50
which is
million, yeah.
in my eyes is a
Which is,
brilliant signing.
Yeah.
is
He's
it?
a young guy, young kid.
Young galla, but he's like what 24, 25. But then for what Palace want, a long-term striker, good energetic striker, I think he fits like crazy.
Because I think we who has been our top sale? Still, is it still Oxlade Chamberlain?
No, it's I think Iwobi, no?
No, is Iwobi bigger than Oxlade Chamberlain? I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
think so. I think so.
Okay, but again, we had
Ruby was
players
40,
like
right?
Smith Rowe or Reece Nelson. These are very good players, but we have not been successful in selling them well.
Okay,
Hmm.
so let's take Reece Nelson. No, he's is he playing?
I think he's
I've
on
not
loan
seen him
right
play
now.
at all.
He's
No, no,
injured. He's injured.
injured. But you tell me one thing, very logically, how much do you think clubs are willing to pay for it?
I would say
Five.
somewhere.
If
No,
he's
not five.
fit
20,
and he
20, 25.
depend,
I would
give
pay
us
20,
a
25. But
On what basis are they paying 2025?
potential that he has. He has still age on his side, right? We sold Will. I
But
think Willock is our highest sale, if I'm not wrong.
no. I
No,
think
Willock,
Smith Rowe is.
Smith Rowe. Okay.
Villa, we sold him for like 20 million or something, 22 million or something.
Yeah, but yeah,
But that's
he
what.
had that one good half season and we sold him, right? That's how I think
Correct.
but we have to. We have now we have a very good squad. Let's see how we do about selling these
No,
people now.
I'm just trying to say something which I want everyone to understand. Like this whole sales gimmick. No, it's just bullshit in my eyes. Because yeah, of course, we would love for the club to sell a player at a good value and everything, but then realistically, we don't need to because every year we have like an allocated 250 million or whatever 200 250 million allocated from our revenue from what we make as a club towards transfers now irrespective of if we sell or we don't sell that money, like how the media reports put it out, right? Like if we sell, that money will come into the transfer kitty or whatnot. That doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's,
happen like that.
you get
If
my
there's a
point.
potential, if there's a potential to sign some good player, I think they will still bring him in.
Like we haven't, like if you just think about it, everyone keeps complaining that, oh no, we don't sell. But then has that problem of not selling affected our buying? No.
No, because the owners have bailed us out. We
No, nobody
spent
has
more.
bailed us
We
out.
spent more than the allocated budget.
On what?
Last 2 seasons, we have spent more because
Here and there. Here
because
and
they
there. I
went
get
into
it.
and they were willing to pay up because of our potential chances to win. They also saw that as a good investment to buy players and they bought in. But now this squad is a very valuable squad that we have now. I think
Absolutely.
each and every position, and there would be players who would want to move out and be first team players somewhere else. If they're coming off the bench of this Arsenal side, they'll want to go out somewhere and play first team. So then, and that's when we'll be able to extract value out of those sales, and that's where it'll be interesting to see how we do it.
We could have a
Correct.
discussion on this like the next time. One of those players
Yes.
I surely think is going to be Jesus, but more in depth on that probably during the next stream.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah, this time is getting
Yep.
quite long. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for
Good
joining
stream.
in.
Good stream. Good
Yeah,
chat,
it did
guys.
go quite long, but yeah, it was a wonderful stream and good pointers shared. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys are anyone is watching it later and you guys are new to this channel, please do subscribe to our channel and follow
And
us. And
subscribe
if
to
you
us
want to
on
go on.
X as well. And subscribe to us on X
Yeah.
as well on UnTacticos. And we do a lot of we do these YouTube streams and we do Twitter Spaces after games as well to discuss immediate match reactions. So please join us both places. We'll be
Yeah.
very happy to
And
get your thoughts.
yeah, and I'll be tagging Ganesha and Raman in the description where you guys can, if you guys would like to join us in the panel, you can just reach out to either of us on Twitter or X, and we'll love to have you guys. And it doesn't matter which club you support, anyone is free to come. So yeah, I think that's about it. Good stream, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
See you,
Thanks.
man.
Ciao.
Thank you.